The ocean is quiet. Not the peaceful quiet people imagine when they visit the beach. This is a different kind of quiet. Heavy, endless, empty. Thousands of miles of water in every direction. And in the middle of it all, a small fishing boat drifts slowly with the current. The engine is dead. The radio is silent. And the man inside the boat hasn't eaten in 4 days. The sun burns his skin. His lips are cracked. His throat feels like sand. And the worst part, he knows no one is looking for him. But one decision he made before leaving shore would later become the only reason he survived. His name is Daniel Alvarez, a 34-year-old fisherman who had spent most of his life on the water. That morning had looked completely normal. Clear sky, calm sea, just a quick fishing trip about 30 miles offshore. Daniel had done trips like this hundreds of times, but around midday, the engine coughed once, then again, and then it died. At first, he wasn't worried. Boat engines fail sometimes. He opened the engine compartment to fix the problem, and that's when his stomach dropped. The fuel line had snapped. Completely. Fuel had leaked everywhere. Without tools or spare parts, the engine was useless, and the ocean current was already pulling the boat farther away from land. Slowly, silently, but relentlessly, Daniel stared at the horizon. Nothing. No boats, no land, just water. By the next morning, reality started sinking in. Daniel checked his supplies. 2 bottles of water, a cooler with baitfish, a knife, and a broken radio with a dying battery. That was it. The heat grew stronger as the sun climbed higher. Sweat poured off his body. His throat burned. Every instinct told him to drink the water immediately. But Daniel forced himself to stop. Instead, he took 1 small sip, then sealed the bottle again. He would ration it, just a little. Every few hours, it might keep him alive longer, but not by much. By the 3rd day, hunger hit. The baitfish were all he had left. So Daniel tried something desperate. He tied a rope to the back of the boat, attaching small pieces of metal to create movement in the water. A crude fishing line. For hours, nothing happened. Then suddenly, the rope snapped tight. Something powerful thrashed beneath the surface. Daniel pulled with everything he had. After a violent struggle, a small tuna slammed against the boat. He dragged it aboard. There was no fire, no cooking, so he cut into it and ate it raw. It wasn't pleasant. But out here, survival doesn't care about comfort. But the worst moment came on day 4. Dark clouds formed across the horizon. At first, Daniel felt relief. Rain meant fresh water. But within minutes, the ocean turned violent. The wind exploded across the water. Huge waves slammed into the small boat. Water flooded over the sides. Lightning cracked across the sky. The boat lurched violently as waves crashed against it. One massive wave nearly flipped the boat completely. Daniel grabbed the edge with both hands as the ocean tried to throw him overboard. For 6 hours, he fought just to stay alive. One mistake, one slip, and he would fall into the water. When the storm finally passed, the ocean fell silent again. Daniel slowly stood up, and his heart sank. The cooler was gone. His knife was gone. Half his supplies had disappeared into the sea. Things had just gotten much worse. By day 6, dehydration began attacking his mind. His vision blurred. His head pounded. And then something strange happened. Daniel saw a boat on the horizon. He jumped up immediately, waving his arms and shouting. But the boat never moved closer, because it wasn't real. A hallucination. Later, he saw land, green trees rising from the water. He grabbed a paddle and rowed toward it for nearly 2 hours. until the island slowly disappeared. Just another mirage. His brain was starting to fail. Then came day 8. Daniel noticed dark shapes beneath the boat. Sharks. Several of them. They circled slowly below him, drawn by the smell of fish blood in the water. One of the sharks bumped the hull, hard. The boat rocked violently. Daniel froze. If the boat flipped, if he ended up in the water, he wouldn't survive 5 minutes. The sharks continued circling, waiting, watching. By the 10th day, Daniel could barely move. His body was shutting down. His muscles were weak. His vision faded in and out. He lay on the floor of the boat, staring up at the sky. Then suddenly, he heard something, a low, rumbling sound in the distance. At first, he ignored it. He thought it was another hallucination, but the sound grew louder. Daniel forced himself to sit up. On the horizon, a cargo ship moved slowly across the ocean. His heart pounded. If they didn't see him, they would pass by, and this would be the end. Daniel grabbed a small piece of reflective metal. Using the sunlight, he flashed it toward the ship. Once, twice, 3 times. For a moment, nothing happened. Then something incredible occurred. The ship began turning. They had seen him. The crew rescued Daniel hours later. He had lost nearly 25 pounds. His kidneys were close to failure, but he was alive. Doctors later said one decision likely saved his life, rationing his water from the very first day. Most stranded survivors drink everything too quickly. Daniel didn't, but one mistake almost killed him. He never told anyone exactly where he was going that day. If he had, rescuers might have found him in hours instead of 10 days. Now imagine yourself in that situation. 10 days drifting in the open ocean. No rescue, no food, almost no water. Do you think you would have survived, or would panic have taken over?